Tastosis in the upper left with some of the best play I've seen in a TVT. He is
Master Startail Bomber.
His opponent down here in the bottom right. How far can he go? He is
Master CJ Antus Bbyong.
Well, Tasteless, I'm actually just gonna sit here and wait and wonder what Bomber's gonna do. And it's gonna take us a minute to get into there.
I didn't know that Bbyong was undefeated on this map. That's interesting.
That's nice. That must feel good.
Well, especially going into this game, you know, he could definitely bring it to game number 3. Totally could.
So Tasteless.
What's up, Artosis?
Gas first for Bomber. Let's see what he wants to do with that.
Could he go for that quick Banshee?
It definitely could be. You know, the way that he showed us the Banshee last game was kind of an old school build. And you know what? That's something that we do see from time to time ESF players doing against Kespa players, because Kespa players simply didn't watch, pay attention, or play much StarCraft 2 to when these builds were made and then figured out.
And we're talking about the early Wings of Liberty era, guys.
Yeah. Like Banshee openings, it's like any player that's been around since the beginning of StarCraft 2 knows everything about it in TVT, how to stop it, what it looks like, all that. But a player like Bbyong, who was playing StarCraft 1 at the time, may not. So an opening like that is not a bad choice. It's a cool choice. Something.
It's a super meta move.
Yeah.
Because you're taking not only just the metagame from StarCraft 2 early on, but you're taking the metagame for the pro gamers who are still playing StarCraft 1 and trying to insert this build that was proven to be effective.
Yeah, it's something that can be hard to deal with if you don't have a wealth of experience against it. So,
absolutely.
I mean, it could be that. Of course, we don't know yet. Of course, it was a quick factory because you went gas first, and that would be weird if not.
Not really anything else you can do with quick gas.
No.
Except get stuff that makes gas.
He almost lost that SCV.
That was close.
He got an SCV down to 5 health last game, too.
Yeah. Really good harassing here.
Yeah.
All right, Artosis, we got a little bit of downtime. Talk to me.
Well, Tasteless. You know, I'm a little bit disappointed you haven't watched that documentary yet. I think you're really going to like it.
It's called Indie, right?
Indie Game, I think.
Indie Game?
Yeah, you should definitely watch it. You at home should watch it, too. It's really good. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I saw, what's one of the other game documentaries I saw? I saw King of Kong. Have you seen that one?
Yes, multiple times. It's a great one.
Have you
know, there's 2 documentaries that are similar. There's that one, and there's one just like it about old arcade games as well.
Chasing Ghosts.
Yeah, that's it.
Chasing Ghosts is good.
They're both good.
Chasing Ghosts is weird because I look at that and I'm like, well, that could have just been Artosis and me if we were born 10 years
That's very true.
earlier.
That's very true. No, we would have probably still been like StarCraft's the best because we're really smart.
That's true.
Okay, so we're starting to see the builds come up, but I do want to say I was so intrigued by those 2 documentaries that I went and looked up online stuff, and they were like, they kind of didn't portray the characters correctly.
Well, I know in
and this is
Kong,
like
what's that guy's name? That Pac-Man badass who's got a mullet?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know his name though.
Chris something, I think.
They kind of portray him like he's a douche, but then in another documentary, he seems like a total reasonable guy.
Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy. But actually, they definitely portrayed him wrong. But anyways, let's take a look here. Bbyong going straight into the Hellbat drops. And it looks like we're going to have a mine drop first here.
These are tough to stop. Note how confident he is with the map control. He's actually going to go right by both watchtowers.
And, you know, a mine drop, when you see a mine drop, you should expect that there's a good chance that a Cloaked Banshee's coming afterwards, because this is kind of designed to force you into so many scans that you're going to have an impossibly hard time to deal with everything.
All right. We have one of the mines moving out now. The second one now burrowing here.
I really like this play. He's going to be able to get both depots. They're just, what are you going to do to stop that? Now, this is smart. Ooh, good move. But he does pick up, so he doesn't lose them all.
Leaving one mine still down there and boosting around the Marines. But there is...
Oh, really good defensive mines from Bbyong. And no scans were used, which means the Cloaked Banshee is not going to pack the extra.
And, also, he put that the structures in kind of a weird spot. He was able to see the factory and the starport and the tech lab.
And he saw that it was upgrading Cloak as well. Bbyong is making an engineering bay. I tell you what, if I'm Bbyong right now, I'm feeling completely confident and happy.
Oh, yeah.
Just build some missile turrets, keep your defensive mines, go start doing Hellbat drops, and then go to game 3.
Well, Bomber, you know, one thing about him is regardless of how he was playing that last game, as far as what strategy he was using, he definitely had the execution on his side. He had the right control, he had the right macro, picked most of his fights very well. So
yeah,
we'll see if he can do that here. Maybe he can just outplay Bbyong, despite the fact that his strategies are being revealed before he wants them to.
Well, let's see here. There's a lot of Marines waiting to die to those Hellbats right there. We'll see if they get their chance. You know, you see that many Marines, you might be afraid to attack them all with your Hellbats, but I don't think you should be.
Well, Hellbats just don't die. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Oh, and, well, not that much damage done.
What, he got 3 there?
Yeah. And, in fact, the Marines do end up picking everything off.
That was a big mistake there. Yeah, only 3 kills, and he lost both the Hellbats and the medevac.
Yep.
Weird, too, he seemed to be not paying attention to that medevac. You know?
Yeah. You know, the Banshees haven't really been able to do anything tasteless. This is true. I really do like Bbyong's position much better than the position of Bomber at the moment. And in fact,
I have to agree.
Bomber has already shown us that he's going to go biotank here.
Yes.
Now I wonder about Bbyong. I do think for sure he's going to end up going back. Yeah, in fact, he's getting +1 attack for that, so that really does look like it.
All right, a scan comes down here now, and it looks like the Banshee will manage to get away.
By the way, I like that Widow Mine right there, trying to perhaps draw in Vikings to it. That's always nice.
Or anything. It's so smart. Okay, so the Banshee's coming back in here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It's revealed.
Yeah, sees him turn around and knows he should chase.
He can actually chase that all the way to the edge of the screen.
Yeah.
But he does not.
No, looks like a little mistake there. Probably went back to micro or some such thing.
Something like that.
Okay, so here we go. We do have a drop here in the natural. Hellbat's going after those Marines.
Not exactly being microed correctly there.
Yeah, and the medevac does go out pretty quickly as well.
Now there's a lot of SCVs killing off up here.
But looks like he does get taken out. So far, both players have killed just 7 SCVs.
Yeah.
So a lot of good defense going on.
Yeah, I want to echo what you just said, Artosis. Some really nice defense here. Considering these guys are both trying to do so much damage to each other, when you have like less than 6 kills total on workers, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Game is actually surprisingly even after everything that's occurred in the 2 different tech routes. You know, you would think that it wouldn't equal out quite so well, but it certainly has. That Widow Mine actually really damaged the medevac, so that's going to slow down his next push as well.
And yeah, this game is starting to normalize right now. We'll have to wait and see what the next move for these 2 guys is going to be.
Kind of waiting for the scan. They're trying to draw those Vikings over the Widow Mine. It's right there, Tastes. That Widow Mine has done so much damage so far this game.
Is he going to try to scan here? Nope. Here to have that just tank some damage.
Yeah, that's it. There we go. Target his own Hellbat there.
That's so much more effective to use a Hellbat for that than like a Hellion. Yeah. Where they shoot in the line.
Very, very true. The Conic Splash is much better at finding where that is.
And we now have Bomber pushing out here from the north down towards the south.
Now that's a pretty scary army, but Hellbats and Medevacs tasteless.
Watch out.
Yeah. This is actually going to be pretty fun to see exactly how Bomber executes this. Can Bbyong actually break it?
That is the question. Another scan comes down here now. Bunker 4 Hellbats. Medevacs also full Hellbats. Sieging up.
That is a lot of siege tanks. And with the Marines there, it's going to be hard to actually drop on top of them. And in fact, look at the Marines run away right now. But they do get chased aside, and the Hellbats get dropped. SCV's coming up as well, and Hellbats dropped from the back also. Well...
well, looks like you got at least some of this army. I think the Hellbats are looking pretty strong, but there is still a siege tank here with Marines and a Marauder right now. But you know, when you get 4 Hellbats, and they're all being healed.
That's a lot of Medevacs.
It's a tough call to say that, yeah.
That is a lot of Medevacs healing those. And you know, he pulled SCVs.
Is that 7 Medevacs?
Yeah. You know what? He pulled a lot of SCVs there, but it's 37 against 47. I thought it would be a little bit more that he lost, but Well, in fact, that was a lot that he lost, but he had a lot of SCVs to lose.
This is true. Supplies right now 82 to or 92 to 86. And both of those dropping. Fourth base right now has been, or third base I should say, excuse me, has been acquired by Bomber. Or by Bbyong, excuse me. Bomber is now backing up.
Yeah, you know, Bomber actually needs his third base up.
He does.
This is really scary. Like, in fact, you know what? Hold on. Let me just take a look to verify this. Yeah, he's basically all in. He's adding more Raxes. He's not even starting another command center. Whereas Bbyong right now is adding more factories. If Bbyong actually realizes what's going on, he can just kind of stay turtled, and Bomber's going to be in, like, just lose.
Yeah,
you know?
Bomber will be in an auto-lose position.
2-base bio against 3-base mech? Yeah, okay, tasteless.
Defender's advantage right there, guys.
Yeah. And I mean, even if you reverse those, I'm, like, still going with the mech winning, you know? And
you know, yeah, actually. You can stay mech on 2-base for a while. It's actually totally fine.
And actually, Bomber, just as we're saying this, starts a third command, but that is such a late third command center. I mean, can his units actually get anything done? He's not doing any harassment or anything. He's got just a Banshee trying.
Well, he's cleaned that up, that little harass over there, which means his attack over here will be much, much stronger if Bomber decides to counterattack.
Well, the Cloak Banshee's still getting at least a little bit of damage done, so that's good. Trying to force a scan.
Turret on the way over here. He might. Okay, for the moment he actually starts to attack, that turret triggers a scan, and one more! What? I was positive that thing was going to die.
I know. Well, the missiles hit kind of.
Kind of, yeah. Now, I like the Marauders. Lots of these coming out here. That's going to be good against anything mech related here from Bbyong.
All right, well, now we're starting to get that pretty scary army out of Bbyong, where he's got a lot of medevacs full of Hellbats, and the siege tank count is starting to legitimately climb up. He's got 9 so far, producing 2 at a time, and Bill Bomber has a good number himself at 5. You know, when he's doubling that, plus having a lot of Hellbats, it's going to be very hard to deal with.
All right, Bomber's coming out now. No preemptive scans to check for Widow Mines in here.
You know, I would say, I feel like this attack from Bomber has to get something done. If he loses this army, for sure he's dead, I would say. But
you know, like, it's hard to call with these two guys. Nice Widow Mine there.
That is
It looks like he is getting something done, though, so far.
Yeah.
The siege tanks are on the way, though.
Now, this is just a very small army that he has over here. He doesn't even have medevacs with it. The rest of his army is going up towards the natural, but not really timed correctly. Bbyong had enough time to move a lot of his units back.
All right, he's hitting hard over here, and all the infantry have been melted right now. All he has to do is pick up and drop on those siege tanks.
Yeah. Meantime, Bomber is getting some damage done over here at the third still, but he's not going to be able to get the command center. Looks like this is just about command center.
I think we might see Bomber tap out pretty soon here.
Yeah, which is funny because he's still pretty close in supply, but he's lost all of his important units twice now.
All right, he's regrouping now down here. Bomber, though, again, he's getting more and more and more behind. He invested in a huge assault in this phase of the game, right about the beginning of late game for TVT. I know it feels weird to say late game because we only have Terrans on 3 bases, but this has been a dramatic, action-packed game. In fact, this whole series has been amazing.
Well, Bomber right now starting his armory, which is kind of interesting because he only has +1 attack, and he hasn't started +1 armor, so it looks like he just wants to go for attack upgrades and stay very attack-oriented.
All right, let's see. He's got a lot of these siege tanks. This is a good amount of Marauders right now. The Hellbats now being dropped onto these siege tanks in the back here for Bomber. And again, it just looks like there is too much of everything Bbyong and not enough of anything Bomber.
Yeah, you know, it's good ideas that Bomber's having on ways to try to come back here, like sniping siege tanks. But Bbyong has that very solid composition that we're seeing more and more in TVT. Bomber simply has no way to deal with it with this smaller economy.
I think Bomber's going to have to go for Hellbats again, Artosis.
I think so. I think Game 3 will be Hellbats.
We're going to go on to Game 3 now in Group B, our second best of 3 here today.
You know, his Hellbat to win ratio in TVT is rather high, Tasteless.
Yeah.
He's going to have to go for Hellbats, I think. You are
Bbyong
right.
has to be pretty confident after that last game.
Yeah.
He looked fantastic. He played very well. He played well in the first game, too. I think Bbyong saw as a very good shot at winning this.
You know what I like about the way Bbyong is playing is he's playing very standard, normal, for right now, normal TVT, right? He's opening up with very strong builds. He's executing as best he can.
Yeah.
Bomber's locked in the booth.
You can't leave until one of you wins.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Who wins this next one?
It's a hard one.
I'm starting to lean more towards Bbyong after seeing the way he's playing.
I think Bomber is actually going to revert to a more normal style, like maybe just go for a lot of Hellbat drops.
Yeah.
So I'm going to side with him, but Bbyong winning would not surprise me even a little bit.
Yeah.
This really could go either way.
This is one of these best of threes with the loser picks, right?
I believe so.
I believe that's how this works.
I believe so.
So the question is, what map then does Bomber pick? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just informed the map's predetermined. My bad. So the predetermined map is going to be Star Station.
Yeah, that is very OSL-ish, very
Yes.
OGN-ish, Kesp-ish, whatever you want to call it. They like to have everything set beforehand so that the pro gamers can practice everything out.
Tell your friends to tune in to us here at GOMTV.net. A lot of people don't know that Artosis and myself, the Tastosis, is actually casting this. So, yeah, we'd love to get some more viewers watching us here.
It's been pretty damn fun so far, Tasis. We've had some really good games, I'd have to say.
On Star Station, this could be a game that's similar to the last two. A lot of action, tough to hold down a third base.
You know, I think that I want to see Bomber play a little bit more like Game 1 here.
Yeah,
maybe just a regular Hellbat opening, but even in the very swarmy style, because that third base is very hard to actually defend. Drop's going to be pretty darn strong on this map as well.
It felt like for a lot of that game, Bomber was already dead. You know, when he was going on two bases against his opponent's three. Really, all that the Terran had to do there, the one who's defending, who's on three bases, is just not make any major mistakes. If you don't make any major mistakes, you're fine.
Yeah.
Defend, defend, defend. You don't even have to attack him. It's not your problem. It's his problem to figure out what to do. That's what happens when you're behind in an RTS game.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, man. Bomber always been known for having his own style, not too standard Terran, whereas Bbyong is definitely quite a standard Terran, trying to follow the rules, quote unquote, of the game.
An orthodox Terran.
Yeah.
Now, Bomber in Wings of Liberty was one of these guys that actually nuked himself quite a bit.
Yes.
To show off. He'd basically get so ahead that he'd be like, no, watch this, and put himself a little bit further behind. Stay ahead anyways. We haven't seen as much of that here, though, in Heart of the Swarm. No random mules being dropped.
Yeah. There's not as much a window anymore. Everyone's getting so good that...
That's true.
You know, even if you're winning, it's by a very slim margin, and something such as dropping 3 mules suddenly can turn the tide of the battle.
Exactly. All right, we have both players in the game. Star Station is the map. This map, very unforgiving for the third base. Hard to control.
Yeah,
Bio can be very strong on this map as well.
It certainly can, Tasteless. That is a fact. It's very hard to actually defend everything at once, especially when you start getting up to like 4 bases. Oh man, does it get hard. You can't actually defend every single angle.
No, it's just too hard. And it looks like the countdown has now started. So get ready. Get out there, spread the word that Tastosis is casting this tournament, the WCS StarLeague Season 2 here at GOMTV.net. On our 4-player map, Star Station, we're going to see which of these players is going to get a little bit closer to being in the round of 8 here.